Welcome back to XRP Update, your daily source for the latest XRP news, market insights, and everything happening in the world of crypto. If you're an XRP holder or someone watching this market closely, today's discussion could be one of the most important you've heard in a while. The financial world is moving fast, emotions are running high, and while many investors are panicking, some believe the biggest opportunity of this cycle could be forming right now. So stay with me until the end, because what we're seeing today may completely change the way you look at the XRP market. The global markets have been under heavy pressure, and we've all watched stocks and cryptocurrencies experience sudden volatility. Whenever investors become nervous, liquidity becomes the priority. People start selling assets to secure cash, and that pressure spreads across nearly every market. We've seen this pattern before, and history has shown that moments like these often create opportunities that many people only recognize after they're gone. While fear dominates headlines, experienced investors often start paying even closer attention because major moves can begin when confidence is at its lowest. Over the last few days, there has been growing discussion that the market could experience one final shakeout before the next major move. Some analysts believe Bitcoin and the broader crypto market could still see additional downside. And if that happens, XRP could also experience another sharp drop or even a quick flash crash. These sudden price spikes downward have happened before, catching investors off guard before prices recover. Whether that scenario plays out or not, it reminds us that crypto remains one of the most volatile markets in the world. Imagine waking up and seeing XRP suddenly trading far below its recent price because of a rapid market liquidation. Many investors would panic and assume something terrible had happened. Others, however, would see the situation differently. They would view it as a chance to continue building their positions based on their long-term conviction rather than short-term emotion. That difference in mindset is often what separates investors who react emotionally from those who follow a strategy they have already decided upon. One of the biggest ideas shared by long-term XRP supporters is that their conviction is based less on today's price and more on what they believe the technology could accomplish over time. Markets move up and down every day, but utility and adoption are what many investors focus on when making long-term decisions. Because of that belief, periods of weakness are sometimes viewed as opportunities instead of reasons to abandon a plan. Of course, every investor must make their own decisions, but history shows that fear often creates the most difficult emotional tests. There are analysts who believe that after a period of uncertainty, XRP could experience a very powerful recovery. Price predictions vary widely, and no one can know the future with certainty, but the idea that crypto markets can move extremely fast is not new. We've all seen situations where an asset remained quiet for months and then suddenly rallied in a very short period of time. When momentum returns, markets often move faster than many people expect, leaving late buyers chasing prices that seemed impossible only weeks earlier. Looking back at XRP's history provides an important lesson. There were periods when negative news dominated every conversation surrounding the asset. Legal uncertainty, exchange delistings, and widespread fear caused many people to believe the project would never recover. Yet, despite those challenges, XRP demonstrated that markets can change direction rapidly. Many who sold during panic later watched the price recover, while others who remained patient saw conditions improve far faster than expected. That history does not guarantee future results, but it reminds us that markets rarely move according to popular opinion. Fear is one of the strongest emotions in investing. Watching a portfolio lose value can create stress and uncertainty, causing people to make decisions they later regret. At those moments, emotions often replace logic. This is why many experienced investors emphasize having a plan before volatility arrives. Rather than making decisions in the middle of panic, they rely on strategies developed when emotions were calm. Having discipline during uncertainty can be just as important as identifying a good investment opportunity. Many investors also reference a famous investing principle often associated with Warren Buffett. When others become extremely fearful, opportunities may begin to appear. The idea is not that every market decline should automatically be bought, but rather that emotional extremes can create pricing that does not always reflect long-term potential. In every market cycle, optimism and pessimism tend to swing back and forth, and those emotional shifts often influence buying and selling decisions more than fundamentals alone. Supporters of XRP frequently point to the broader development of digital finance and blockchain technology as reasons for their optimism. Around the world, financial institutions, payment companies, and governments continue exploring digital solutions for faster and more efficient transactions. Whether adoption happens quickly or gradually, Many believe that blockchain technology will continue playing a growing role in the financial system. From that perspective, temporary market volatility does not necessarily change the long-term direction of innovation. Another point often discussed is institutional participation. Large organizations generally move carefully, conducting extensive research before making significant investments. Their timelines are very different from those of retail investors seeking quick gains. Because of this, some market participants believe that institutional involvement could increase over time as regulations and infrastructure continue to develop. While no outcome is guaranteed, many investors watch these developments closely because institutional activity can influence overall market sentiment. A valuable lesson from previous market cycles is the importance of patience. Investors who constantly react to every price movement often experience emotional exhaustion. On the other hand, those who follow a disciplined strategy are generally better prepared for volatility. Dollar cost averaging, diversification, and responsible risk management are common approaches used by long-term investors who understand that markets rarely move in straight lines. Success often depends more on consistency than on perfect timing. It is also essential to remember that nobody can predict markets with complete accuracy. Social media is filled with bold claims about exact price targets and guaranteed rallies, but investing always involves uncertainty. Charts, technical analysis, and historical patterns can provide insight, yet unexpected events can quickly change market direction. This is why independent research and careful decision-making remain so important for anyone participating in the crypto market. The XRP community has repeatedly experienced periods where sentiment shifted almost overnight. During major declines, many believed prices would continue falling indefinitely. Then, when momentum returned, optimism spread just as quickly. This emotional cycle has been observed across many cryptocurrencies and financial markets throughout history. Understanding how sentiment changes can help investors avoid making decisions based solely on fear or excitement. As we look ahead, the key message is preparation rather than prediction. No one knows exactly when the next major move will occur or how significant it could be. But if history has taught the crypto community anything, it is that some of the biggest rallies have happened when the majority least expected them. That is why many long-term investors focus on staying informed, managing risk responsibly, and maintaining discipline instead of reacting to every headline. Thank you for watching today's episode of XRP Update. If you found this discussion valuable, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest XRP news and market analysis. Remember, always do your own research before making any investment decisions. Stay patient during market volatility, and we'll see you in the next update.